Hello, hello. Happy Saturday sip and draw. No one's here yet. I never know if when you guys actually find the video, if you're hearing that opening or if you come in right now when I'm talking. I don't know. But let me tag all this. Mark his announcement. All right, there we go. So, welcome. Okay, there we go. Hello, it is hot. Oh my gosh, if you guys are in Sacramento, I feel like all of California, the Bay Area is hot. Everywhere's hot. We're talking about going into Napa tomorrow, and I said, well, maybe it'll be cooler there. It's going to be 94. But I guess that's better than what it is here. So yeah, super hot. It's been hot all day. I actually took a walk this morning from 9 to 10 and I thought I was going to die. I got so overheated. Anyway, hi guys, welcome. I only have 2 little commenters tonight, I guess. It is Grease night. I am drinking a vodka tonic this evening in an Annie cup. I wish I had a Grease cup, but I have Annie. I collect weird glassware. Where is everybody? Why'd you guys so quiet? Stop being so quiet. I know you're there. I know at least 14 of you are there. 15. There we go. Hi, Robin. Grease is the word. Grease is the word. Grease is your drinking word for tonight. So every time I say grease, you take a sip. Grease is quite literally the word. Well, some people have left already. Guess they don't like grease. Or they didn't like my Annie cup. Who knows? Water for you. I've actually been drinking a lot of water today myself. So anyway, yes, grease is the word. Numbers are dropping like crazy. On a side note, there have been talks of power outages in West Sac tonight, and it's like from 6 to 10 is when they're saying they could happen. Clearly hasn't happened here yet, but if I happen to lose power during this, I don't know. Enjoy your drinks. I mean, I will still have phone, but I won't have light and all that stuff. So, yeah. If I'm freezing on you, it's on your side. It's your connection. Go out and come back in. Okay, so grease. Grease is our drinking word. You're going to drink every time we say every time I'm the only person here, says the word grease. We are doing a drawing from Grease. I had a hard time, you guys, figuring out a drawing. In fact, I started one. I'll even show you what I started drawing. And I really hated it. And so I redid it. And it's almost doodle page-ish. I really got the idea online, kind of looking around. I like it. I'm going to hopefully make a couple adjustments tonight, but, you know, it's fun. We are also going to have trivia. So we're having Grease trivia. There are 10 questions, just like always. And like always, please remember, write your answers down. Don't type them in the group. If you type them in the group, you're just giving the answers to other people. So write your answers down, and then at towards the end, I'll give the answers. We'll see who has the most, and that person will win something. So, you guys ready? Let me turn on my light. I didn't color this in. There's not really a lot of color going on in this drawing, period. It's mostly going to be in black, but I'm kind of liking this uploading things as a coloring page. And I really do have the hopes of making like a Draw with Stacy coloring book, which will have some of these drawings as well as some others. So the drawings now you're really not going to see colored in. We color them together. Whew. Okay. I also have grease playing. You can't really hear it, but I can. So, it's a little doodle page-ish. You could definitely add some other things to this. When I draw it tonight, sorry, I'm trying to get my camera where I like it. I'm going to try to center this a bit more, but, I don't know. I think if this were centered for me, I would enjoy it a little bit more than I do. It's kind of tucked at the bottom, so I really want more things in this space up here. But you could add other things up in this space. So my real idea is that really most of this is going to be colored all in black. The words, which will end up looking like the hair, do you get that? It kind of comes down, you got the little sideburn, and then you have the T-Birds, jacket, the high black collar jacket. And then, of course, I'll have pink in my Pink Ladies jacket. I'll do my little milkshake, a color. In fact, I think I'm going to add another straw. If memory serves me right, they drink a milkshake together. I have a comb, some music notes. And again, weird empty space up here, but you could fill that with other things. You could just space your drawing out a little bit differently. You could also write a lot of song lyrics on here. That was another thought I had of things you could add to this. Because again, I just really get kind of like a doodle page vibe from this drawing. I originally thought we would draw some of the characters, but I was really struggling with that. So my first drawing, I'll show you what's on the other side. We had Sandy. Yeah, it didn't work out for me and Danny, but I really kind of hated it. So this is what we're doing, people. Is everybody ready? Everyone's so quiet tonight. Grease. Cheers. Okay. So to get started, this is cool. No people, please. People are love it or hate it. So when you're doing lettering, it's hard to teach you lettering, but I can kind of just give you like a general feel for it. But because I want this to really kind of look like a face, I'm going to draw a curved line just like this. This is just a guideline. So if you can't, you don't need to push hard for this. This entire line is going to get erased, but it is just a line to use to build your letters off of. So the G starts like its hair. So you're kind of doing this curved point. And I'm actually going to come down into where this line started and just see how I went a little bit further and then I came back up and made a point, because I do want a point at the end of that letter. And then I'm going to do another line up above here, kind of following the shape, but it's getting wider. And then you're just coming into that letter G. Now, the bottom over here has the little forehead curl. So I'm going to come down And then I'm going to curl it in, do another little teardrop, and bring it around. So I'm going to keep just a little portion of this line I made right here. But of course, this one, the part that's inside that letter G, that's all going to get erased. And your G is kind of your starting platform for the letters. So you're building some of the other letters off of it. And again, I really kind of wanted to take this like shape of hair. So I'm going to, you know, I added a little bit of thickness right there. I don't want it too thin. I might even make this a little bit more. And all of these I'm just erasing. I'm just kind of changing the shape. Now the R is going to build off of this letter. So I'm going to do the line of the R here down, again, to my guideline. We've done this like guideline before, right? We did it in our Beatles drawing, I believe. And then we're coming into that R shape. I'll put the little triangle inside for the bottom of the letter. So again, the little line that's like between there is going to be gone, and then the little line between the G and the R is going to be gone, but the rest of that guideline I'm keeping. And let's give you your first trivia question. So remember, there's 10 trivia questions. You're going to write your answers down. Don't call them out in the group. If you call them out, you're just giving them away. So our first trivia question, write down your answer, is who is the only student in Grease to also star in Grease 2? What is the name of the character who is in Grease 1 and is also in Grease 2? And you should be taking a lot of sips, people, because we're saying this word a lot. Now for the E, same thing. I'm not building it off of the R, but I'm building it pretty closely. And it's kind of curving, you know, I'm following, the letters are going to lean and then lean the other direction. And bring that E over. Line. And see how I'm starting to like curve them. So now we're going to have more of a curve. We're like changing the shape a bit. I mean, you could almost draw a guideline up here at the top and fit them within that space, if that helps you as well. Now the A works as part of the sideburn. So I'm going to draw the one side of the A. I'm going to start that just a little bit further over. Angle this line down because now the back of the head starting to capture that curve. And then this is going to come down. Oh, that's way too wide. And it's going to become a sideburn. So it comes down. I made that too curved too. And then you're going to point it forward. And then curve it back up. And then do the little A shape. And sometimes with lettering, I mean, you're seeing me do it a lot. It's all about starting the letter and then making whatever adjustments you need to make after. So kind of get your shape on there. And then if you feel like, you know, like I just made this leg a little bit wider because I want it to match the width of this leg, you can always make that adjustment after the fact. Just get it started. Now the S. And again, just following that shape. This is only touching that line a little bit. Still flowing with the shape, still kind of staying in line with the other letters back here. Now the E does something dramatic too, because the E becomes the collar of the shirt. So I'm starting that line. I curved that too much too, so I'm straightening it out. I'm going to bring it down. So ignore this line. Do the other portion of that E, which I want more curved like that. I'm going to come out, and now for this E, you've brought this line down far into where kind of this face is. You're going to bring this forward to a point, because it's a collar. Bring this back up. Again, you've just made a collar shape, right? It's wider here, narrower here. And then this is going to connect to this. I'm going to try and make that a little bit straighter. There we go. So again, you kind of follow this shape. I might cut this A down just a little bit. Just taking the tiniest little tip off of that. So again, you're kind of following this shape here. You're following this shape here. You've made your sideburn. You've made your collar. And then you're going to make the other side of your collar. So you're going to make a line that comes up, curve forward to a point, and then come back in. And that's the other collar of the jacket. I'll make that a little bit straighter. And that a little bit straighter. So are you guys still happy we're not doing people? How do you feel about the letters? How's everybody doing with their letters? And their collar. You got the words on. I'm liking how big this is now. I can make the jacket kind of small here in the corner. I'll fit that little malt off to the side, make the comb a little smaller. I'm liking how this is going to fill the space. Who knew one word would be so much harder than drawing people? I'm telling you, if you're struggling with the space, draw this guideline here and then draw yourself another one back here and then just kind of fit the words in. And just your E or your G, sorry, I'm having trouble even remembering letters. Your G is going to really come out of the top. And then, you know, again, all of this will actually end up getting erased. That little guideline isn't staying there. It's only staying in certain spaces where it makes sense, where it fits the letter itself. All right, let's give you guys another trivia question. Trivia question number 2, make sure you write your answers down. What is Sandy's last name in the movie? What's her last name? Okay, now for the glasses, I want the glasses to come a little bit outside of where the hair is, as if they're kind of, you're seeing some of what's on the other side of the face. And I'm just going to do a slightly curved line across to start my glasses. And then on one side, you're going to do that kind of aviator shape. So you're coming down into a curve. And I actually want this to curve up into the glasses, not be straight up. So again, they're kind of flatter on the top, and then they just have that aviator shape to them. You're going to do 2 lines out to the side here for the frame of the glasses. And then the other lens, you're not making it as big because you're not seeing the whole face, right? You're kind of seeing, if this was a face, it would be the profile. So you're just going to kind of repeat this shape here, but it's just going to come up. So this is going to end up more straight than curved. If you make it curved too much, so if you're feeling like your glasses look funny, look at this line here, because this side you're seeing the whole lens, so you should see the curve of both sides. But because you would be looking at his profile, you would see it cut. And so that's what makes it make sense, is by making this line straighter. And then right here, you're going to put another little, 2 little posts for that connection. See that? Because aviators, you know, they have those bars. And you could add 2 up here too at the top and make that thicker. Now, if you wanted to, you could do something in here for the face, but, you know, it's kind of fun, just like this whole silhouette vibe you have going on. So I like having this empty space. If you feel like this space is too empty, like this is a little bit big, because let's say this was a face, this would probably end what, right about here? And this collar is way down here. So if you're feeling like that's too much, you can just shorten your collar, start it a little bit higher up. But this works for me because I just, you know, will pretend there's a neck in here and that it just fills the space. But if it feels a little bit too much, just make an adjustment to where your collar is. You could always start it higher on your letter E. And cheers. Grease is the word. I've only said it about 5 times and not taken a sip myself, so I have some catch up to do. And let's give you trivia question number 3. Write your answers down. Don't write them in group. What is Rizzo's first name? Rizzo has a first name. So what is her first name? And remember, please guess if you don't know the answer. No Googling. Don't look things up. That kind of defeats the purpose of trivia. Okay. Now, I'm going to draw that milkshake, malt, whatever, up here, kind of in the corner edge. It's going to come back behind this collar. So I'm just going to do a line. And this side, it's going to round down. And it angles in. Those malt glasses are more, or milkshake glasses. I don't know why I keep calling them a malt. Maybe because I like a malt. Kind of angles down. And then we'll draw the base, which will be kind of a hot dog shape down here at the bottom. And we would see just a little bit of the other side right down here, which I would need to make this longer then. So it's, you know, I want about the same amount of edge on both sides, or it doesn't make sense. It looks funny. You want them to look as mirrored as possible. And then I'm going to put a little heap, a wavy line for like my whipped cream. And then I'm going to do a cherry here on top, just that little kind of curved bean shape with a little stem. And you can do kind of the back line of the cherry in there. And then you have your bendy straw. Make that a little bit thicker. You could do one over here too if you wanted to do 2 bendy straws. And then for the detail in that malt glass, there I go saying malt again. I'm going to do kind of a rectangular, like a curved rectangle shape up here. And then I want to divide and have 2 long rectangular shapes here. So I'm going to do one there. And this is just really, you know, showing that dimension of the glass. And then this one you would just see part of, right? You just are going to see, and it depends on how you drew it. How I drew it, I'm only seeing a portion of it. Were you guys Grease fans? I was a huge Grease fan. Oh my gosh, I used to sing all the songs. I still have the record somewhere. It might be in my stack of my son's records, actually. I don't think it's on my record shelf right here. Or I would grab it and show you. But I have had it since I was a kid. I'm going to do some little stripes in my straw. I'll do that like red and white, bendy straw. He lived for Grease. Oh my God, it was so good. I loved it. I would sing along, pretend I was the characters. Okay, question number 4, trivia question number 4. In the song Summer Lovin', what drink do Sandy and Danny drink? There's a drink that's mentioned in that song. So Summer Lovin', what drink do they drink in that song? Summer lovin' had me a blast. Summer lovin'. Okay, anyway, let's continue. So I'm going to put this pink lady's jacket at kind of an angle in here and make it, you know, a little bit smaller, kind of just fit it in this space. So I'm going to draw a little rectangle that has like a slightly curved edge at the top. And then this is the neck of the jacket, right? And it's going to have those little lines going across it. And then, so you're going to kind of curve down into the shoulders. And these lines, I'm making these pretty light. You guys probably can't see them. But they can have some wave to them. So I would just do them on both sides and kind of find the shape of your jacket. This is going off the page for me, so I'm going to turn it. I'm going to actually put it straight on so that way I have room for it. I don't want it to be cut off on the page. So let's start that again. If it worked for you, you can leave it. So I'm going to put that neck in again. Come down into the shoulders, which can kind of wave. There we go, that's better. Kind of wave for the sleeves. You know, the jacket, it wouldn't be just straight and perfect. You'd have some waviness in it. And then I'm going to cut the sleeves right about here so there's a little bit of room. And then put just that little, the lower band of the wrist. So I'll do the same on this side. And then making the wrist portion. Yeah, you guys can see that. Now, the line of the jacket actually comes from up here. You kind of have this back shoulder body line. And this also can kind of wave. Doesn't have to be perfect. And it doesn't need to run into your sleeve because you actually want your sleeve, right, to kind of be a little bit outside of it. I want this sleeve a little bit wider. And then you'll put little lines in the neck for that like stretchy elastic, and you'll put them down in the sleeves, in that wrist area. You can also put some little like lines within the arms as if you have like kind of some folding lines going on. And then you're just going to write in like a pretty cursive your pink ladies. And you just want to write this, you know, so it fits. I mean, that's like what you're most concerned about. You want it to be kind of swirly. And same with that S. I'm going to have that S kind of swirl out, so I want room for that. Yeah, just kind of making like a pretty cursive. And you can make any adjustments you want. I want to make the neck of this jacket a little bit bigger. I feel like I made it too skinny. So I'm going to put a little bit wider. And then, of course, when I do the pen, I won't put that line through it. Grease is the word, Rosie. See, you said it. Cheers. Everybody take a drink. Grease is the word. And then our last shape is that comb. And now when I did the comb, I'm going to put a line. This is just a guideline. Doesn't have to be dark. Hopefully that's dark enough for you guys to see. But if not, I'm just kind of drawing a line at an angle up here above the head. And then I'm doing that comb shape. So it comes up from that, curves around, and then comes back down. And the reason I made that guideline is because I want the comb prongs, is that what they would be called? I want those all to end on the same place. Otherwise, it doesn't look like a comb. So on the ends, you're going to have a wide one because this is part of the frame of the comb. And then you can do a line across to connect that. And then you'll have all these comb prongs, comb teeth, the teeth. See, it just came to me, and then I looked at my thing, and Lisa said teeth. So then you'll have all of the teeth coming down to that line. And I'll draw a lot more of them when I do it in the pen. And I won't put the guideline. I'll just be doing the outer lines of the comb. I'm just trying to make that a little more even. One side looks a little bit off. And now, since I space this better, I don't have all this empty space. I still want to put my music notes, but I can actually put them in these open spaces to fill the empty spaces I do have. So see how that worked out? This is kind of the beauty of drawing something more than once. You know, if I had drawn this just tonight for you guys, I wouldn't have gotten the spacing quite right. And you could put, like I said, other things in here. You know, you could definitely add more music notes in. You could draw a cigarette. They're like always smoking a cigarette. But that works for me. Maybe I'll put a couple more music notes. Let's put one right here. I think that works good for me. Works for me. How does it work for you? And that is our grease drawing. Now we just have to come in and do our outline. So remember, when you're doing the outline on grease, you're not putting this line in unless it's attached to the bottom of a letter. So you're going to skip these like little spots where it's not, because you actually don't want that connected. And then same with the comb, you're not going to put this line in, you're going to leave it. Now you're going to end up erasing it. I'm going to, of course, leave it till I get all my comb teeth in, so that way I ensure that they all end up on the same line. They all end up the same length. So let me give you the next trivia question. Trivia question number 5, write your answers down. Who plays the lead female in Grease 2? What actress plays the lead in Grease 2? How many of you saw Grease 2? It was kind of a huge flop, but some people loved it. I even have friends who liked it better than the first. I did not, but to each their own. Robin definitely is into these movies. She's even singing the song. Are you guys listening to the soundtrack right now? I am. I have a feeling a lot of females around my age have all been like kind of a Grease themed character at some point for Halloween. I know I was. I'm going to get these letters outlined, and then I'm going to give you another trivia question. I'm just going to finish this grease. And I'm definitely not going on top of these lines I made at all, so I'll make little adjustments. And now this is really, this is all going to be colored in black. So either have a black pen or a well-sharpened black crayon or pencil at the ready, because it's going to take a lot of black. Okay, next trivia question. What actor was almost cast as Danny? So who almost got cast as Danny instead of John Travolta? The glasses, you could do another little framing of them on the inside if you want to. I'm not going to. I am, though, when I color them in, I'm going to leave little rectangles of light, little slivers in each one, so they have like kind of a reflection looking to them. There was a interesting fun fact. I didn't include it as part of the trivia question, but in the song Sandra Dee, the look at me, I'm Sandra Dee, there was some singer that they were going to reference in that song, and they changed it because by the time they went to film the song, that singer had died of a drug overdose. And so instead, they referenced Elvis, right? They say, Elvis, Elvis, let me be. Keep that pelvis far from me. And apparently, Elvis died the same day they filmed that scene. So there's your spooky fun fact from Grease. I can't remember who the original, they had a different line for a different singer who they were going to reference, but he had died, and so instead they referenced Elvis, and he died while they were filming it, or on the same day that they filmed it. I kind of love creepy stuff like that. I'm going to do little waves in my whipped cream. my stripes. Just have a couple more things to do. Gotta do my comb. You will put these little ends on like the fatter part of the comb, but then the teeth, not the prongs. Like I said, I'll put more of them than I did in the pencil. The pencil was just to kind of give a rough sketch, a rough guide. I'm going to turn this to make it easier. So as a quick reminder, we will not have another sip and draw until September. This is our last sip and draw of August. We are just doing them now on the 1st and the 3rd Saturday of each month. So our next sip and draw will be in September. And I don't know what the next one is. We might be working with a winery. I'm still kind of working out the details there. The one after that in September, some of you may have seen my post, but there is a coffee company called Luchador, and we're going to partner up with them. So they're going to give a discount, and you can, you'll be able to place an order for coffee, a little bit different. We are usually sipping alcohol, but I tell you what, we could turn those coffee drinks into something boozy if we wanted. But they're really good. I've been drinking them this week, and they make some really, really tasty stuff. And we'll do a luchador drawing that night, which will be fun. I've drawn that before. I once drew my girlfriend and I as kind of sexy luchadors. And I'm also going to do a little waistband line down here with those little elastic stripes. It's basically what it is. Let's give you another trivia question. Write your answers down. How old was John Travolta when he played Danny? So how old was he? They were not high school age, I can tell you that. They don't even look high school age. Like if you go back and you watch that movie now, they don't look anything like high schoolers. They look like grown adults. All right, so now I'm going to do all this erasing, and now you'll really see, you know, just that letter spacing. Erase that comb, bottom line of that comb. Extra. Just make sure they're all gone. There we go. I think one pink lady was pregnant. It's really possible. I wouldn't doubt some of them already had kids at that point. But that happens a lot. I mean, you look at a lot of actors, you know, even currently, who get cast in these roles, and they're not the age that they're playing most of the time. Okay, now this is all going to take some time. I'm doing mine in pencil. This actually, I feel like, would look even better colored in pen because it would come through really dark. But I do not have a pen that is going to color all of this without running out. I've been meaning to buy some of my coloring in pens. They kind of ran out on me early in quarantine. I colored in a couple things and started to lose the ink. So I'm just going to push harder with this. I'm going to have to sharpen a lot also. And you don't have to make it black. If you want to make it one of the other hair colors, you can. I just think because it's the word grease and kind of has that Danny hairstyle. And it's time to sharpen. Yeah, black marker is a good call on this. I'm also going to really have to be careful on this one. In fact, I'm going to get an extra sheet of paper because the pencil I'm using is quite pigmented, and if I run my hand across it, it will smudge it. So just be careful of that when you're coloring. It is very hot. When I looked at almost 7 o'clock, it was 107 out still. Tomorrow's hotter. Tuesday's the hottest. I sat in my kiddie pool in my backyard for 2.5 hours today. Not in the sun. It was actually in the shade when I was in it. But yeah, it is miserably hot. I might make the music notes a color just to add some other color into this drawing because, you know, the comb is probably black. This is one of those that's probably going to take, it took an hour to draw. It's probably going to take an hour to color if you're using pencil. If you're using marker, you're probably coloring much faster than I am right now. I could also push a little less hard and then use my colorless blender to blend the black in, but then that means I have to go over it twice, and I don't really want to do that. Anyone do anything fun today? Fun this weekend? Yeah, I get that. I've thought about, if you go to the lake or anything like that, there's probably so many people. And this morning when I took that walk, I actually really kind of overheated. We were in like the direct sun, and I don't know. It was very hot. So I really kind of didn't want to do anything today. I think we're going to go to Napa tomorrow, though, and just have some lunch. That's about it. No wine tasting or anything fun like that. Not that lunch isn't fun. But wine tasting would be funner. Oh gosh, I'm only 3 letters in. This is going to take forever. It's going to take forever. I'm going to have to sharpen a couple more times. Oh, hi, Anna. You're here. I never know you're here. You're so quiet, although I assume you're here. And hi, Mom. You should be in bed. You're probably in bed just watching, not drawing, I would guess. Yeah, since I took my trip to Oregon, I have eaten out a couple times, but I'll only eat out outside. I won't sit inside anywhere. I mean, in California, you can't anyway, which is a good thing, I think. Although it's going to, again, it's super hot out. Makes eating outside a little bit miserable. But when we did our road trip, we kind of had to eat out a couple places. I have done, since the very start of quarantine though, I've done food pickup every single week. I kind of really wanted to keep supporting small local businesses and small local restaurants. I have a lot of friends who are restaurant owners in Sac and wanted to keep supporting them. So I've been ordering food since the beginning. It's been nice. I've tried a couple new places too along the way. Sadly, one of my favorites closed. They opened up right at quarantine, I think, and then they're already closed. And they were so good. I think they had bigger issues beyond just what was going on because they were pretty busy. People were ordering from them a lot. But it was probably one of the best burgers I've ever had. Oh, that E is going to take a lifetime to color. You guys are going to get either hungry or bored listening to me talk about food. Anna, are you still using your pool that you have set up in the backyard? Is it still working? This looks really cool once you start coloring it, though, I gotta say. Let's give you another trivia question. So we're at number 8. Write your answers down, please. So Grease was the top grossing musical, movie musical, for a very long time. What movie musical outgrossed it? What movie beat it? That's awesome. I'm actually really surprised my, $30 kiddie pool in the backyard has held up. It has a hole somewhere, but it leaks so slow that it really doesn't make a huge difference. By the time we're ready to dump it and refill it, it's ready for air. I know, right? It is too hot for much else. Usually I don't go in the pool at all when it's in the shade. I only go when it's in the sun. And today I refused to go in it when it was in the sun. I only went in it when it was in the shade. I was not in the mood for sun, for sure. Not after the morning. All right, almost final letter. How's everybody else doing? Are you still coloring your letters too? How hot today? Well, Mom, I think the high was supposed to be 108. It was 107 at 7 still, so I don't know. Once it gets over 100, it's miserable, and once it gets over 105, it's like at that point, does it even matter what degree? Because it just all feels like an oven. Yeah, this E is going to take a bit. My music stopped. It's going to eat up all my pencil. I'm going to have to sharpen it again. I was bummed it was so hot too. There was this kind of cool event today. It was nationwide. It was happening all over the United States, and such a random theme and name, but it was called Game of Shrooms, and it was artists, and they were making art, mushroom-themed art, and hiding it. And there were a couple artists in Sacramento who I like who were participating. And so it was on Instagram, and they would post a clue to the location of the art, and then you had to go out and find it. But it was so hot, probably the only way to really have a chance would have been to go park in Midtown somewhere and just wait for them to post, and I just couldn't bring myself to do that. So but it also gave me an idea that I think I might do some sort of Draw with Stacy scavenger hunt for West Sac. If you want to come into West Sac and look for stuff, you are more than welcome. But there's so many kids and parents out here who draw with me and participate. And so I thought it could be fun to one day have a West Sac Draw with Stacy scavenger hunt, and you would find a variety of different Draw with Stacy art out and about. Maybe it would be a painted rock, maybe it would be a painted canvas, maybe a hat. I just started drawing on hats. I don't know, there's lots of different things. And, there's people are always looking for something to do, and you could do it on a bike or you could do it from the car. I thought maybe I would just do like 1 hour. Have like 6 to 8 things and post 1 an hour. But you'd have to be following on Instagram to get the clues. So, coming soon. I just have to organize and create some art in advance. But yeah, I thought it could be fun. A fun activity. I forgot I need to color this part too. This is part of the collar. Let's give you another trivia question. This one is a little bit harder. Well, I don't know. Some of you are probably like, they've all been hard. I try not to make them too easy. Plus, you guys blow me away at how many you get right, typically. Awesome. I'll definitely be doing it. Especially since I'm not doing these, I'm not drawing as much during the week and I'm not drawing on the weekends. I want to kind of try and have some other things that we could do to kind of keep the group going and new momentum and new ideas. And so that was one of them. And yeah, I think the kids would have fun with it, and parents would have fun with it, and even people from out of the area could come in. You know, I don't know if they feel like it. Okay, so your next trivia is, in the movie, there is a quirky secretary who works at Rydell High. What is her name? What is the name of the quirky secretary that works at Rydell High? Okay, so that's done. I'm going to get myself an extra piece of paper because I don't want to smear what I've done so far. And I'm going to do my comb black. And just having that piece of paper just helps. This was actually something my mom said, and then I've since been following another artist on Instagram. I was talking to you guys about her last week. Booze Bottles, and she does this because she does it all in pencil. And she does a lot of shading as she goes, and so she's constantly using a piece of paper to cover up and protect the artwork she's already done. So that way she doesn't smudge it and mess it up. And since this is all black, I'm actually going to extend that comb a bit because that line got a little bit weird on me. Robin knows the answer. She is great. She's really funny. Kind of a ditz. But she's just that fun-loving, innocent, goofy lady. It's kind of like the secretary in, I also love the secretary in Ferris Bueller, who kind of reminds me of her a little bit. She just kind of has that like ditzy goofiness to her. Oh, I broke it. Okay, well, I'm just going to come in with my pen and make that edge a little bit sharper. I made it bigger because I wanted it to look more even with the rest of the comb, but when I made it bigger, it just kind of had a fuzzy edge to it since it was with the pencil. So I'm just, I don't know, just being particular about my drawing. I'm going to come and do the cherry stem. Cherry. The rest of this drawing is going to go pretty quickly. Okay, I feel like it's so hot out, all of my pencils are going to break. I know someone said like you get them warm and then it like refuses that tip on, but I feel like the warmer the temperature gets, the more they break on me. So I guess the trick is it needs to be able to cool down the xylophone. Yep. So annoying. Let's try this one. Hopefully it's the same color. Close enough. A little bit orangier, but it'll work. Oh, see, this one broke too. You guys, I don't like it. And the AC is on in my house, but you know, I don't know. I still think it makes a difference. Oh, people are dropping like flies. Everyone's getting bored. Bored of watching me bitch about pencils. Okay, I'm going to leave this white because I'm going to have it as like the whipped cream on the top. Now, as far as like the color inside here, I'm going to do a little bit of like a mixture because I want it to be kind of a milkshake, but then I also want like the color of the glass. So I'm just going to color more in these like shaded areas towards the center. I'm going to color brown. Just kind of coloring towards, again, like the middle. I both want to see something inside, but I want to see the glass color as well. So I'm going to do a little layering of colors. And let's give you the last trivia question while I'm doing this part, since we really don't have too much left to color. So the rival gang of the T-Birds is the Scorpions. And what is the first name of the Scorpions leader? Rizzo goes to the dance with him. He's not an attractive fella. And let's all take a sip for doing such a good job at coloring and sticking around. And then I'm going to color blue for the glass, and I'm going to color that blue over the top of the brown. So you can kind of see it'll pop through. Since I'm coloring in pencil, it's going to kind of pop through the little white parts that get left in the pencil. I am drinking a vodka tonic tonight, Mom. my standard. Oh. Are you drawing tonight, Mom, or are you just watching? And then this bottom area will all be this glass color. And now the music notes, you know, you can color those black, or you could do them in colors. I think I'm going to do them in color just to have some other color going on since we have so much. Oh, I still have to do the glasses too. I forgot about those. I'll do those next, actually. And I'm going to be fancy and put gold in the sidebar and in the little space in between, which you can barely see that. And then black again. I fold this paper in half. Oh, Lisa, are you dying? I just saw your message. I would be dying without air. And like I said, I'm just kind of doing these little kind of rectangle shapes of light just to show some reflection. Oh God, the upstairs. I wouldn't even go up there. Don't, just live downstairs till it's over. Ugh. We just have a single story, thankfully, and we do have air, but we have a couple rooms where the air just does not circulate. So like our bedroom, for example, is super hot. It's at least 10 degrees warmer than the rest of the house. And then do the same in the other. I'm going to put those little rectangles kind of over here. Make them a little bit smaller since we're not seeing the whole lens. And once I do this part, I'm going to give you guys the answers to those trivia questions while I keep coloring. There we go. Oh, I like this. This is really fun. I like having like the pre-drawing and not having it in color and, giving people a coloring page to do. I think that's fun, but there is something, it is fun to see it in color once you actually do start coloring it. Color just really makes it pop. And I am going to do my music notes in yellow. Okay, so while I'm coloring in the music notes, I'm going to go ahead and give you answers to the trivia questions. So keep track of your answers and let me know how many you get right. You can type out your answer if you want to. I'll take a little pause after each one, but I'm on a delay, so I never see your answers right away anyway. So the first question, who is the only student, the only character that shows up in Grease 2, who was also in Grease 1? So who's the only character to show up in both movies? And the answer is Frenchie. Frenchie is in both films, Grease 1 and Grease 2. Next up, Sandy has a last name. And what is her last name in the film? And the answer to that is Olsen. Her last name is Olsen. From Sydney, Australia. On that same note, Rizzo has a first name. What is Rizzo's first name? Her first name is Betty. Betty is her name. What drink do Sandy and Danny drink in the song Summer Lovin'? They were drinking lemonade. Lemonade is your answer. Who plays the lead female in Grease 2? What actress plays the lead in Grease 2? It is Michelle Pfeiffer. Michelle Pfeiffer is your lead actress in Grease 2. Almost done. Gotta find my pink. Who was almost cast as Danny? They were going to cast Henry Winkler based on the Fonz. So they liked the Fonz. Henry Winkler. How old was John Travolta when the movie was made? John Travolta was 29. Rizzo was 33. Playing a high school girl, an 18-year-old. It's quite funny to me, anyway. In Sandy, Olivia Newton-John was, I think, 22. So she was at least a little bit on the younger side. Okay, so Grease was the top-grossing musical until another musical came along and knocked it off of the top. And that musical did not come along until the year 2008, and it was Mamma Mia. Mamma Mia. I don't know, Lisa. Based on the page I saw online, he was 29 and Olivia Newton-John was 7 years younger, is what it said, because they were worried about the age difference between the two of them. So I'm just going off of what I found on the website. So Mamma Mia. Mamma Mia. That took a long time, man. What was the secretary's name at Rydell High? Her name was Blanche. Blanche was her name. God, unless I had it backwards. Oh, somebody Google real quick their age difference. Tell me who's older. I can do it after I color. Maybe, I swear it said he was 29 and she was 7 years younger. Or maybe she was 7 years older. He was, but then it said Rizzo was 33. Like she was one of the oldest. Anyway, okay. Last question. What is the name of the leader of the Scorpions? His first name is Leo. Leo was the leader of the Scorpions, the one that Rizzo takes to the dance. Oh, he was 23 via Google. Oh, look at that. Don't I just have some false information? Let's see. Yeah, it does say 23. He was 23. Rizzo was 33. Olivia Newton-John was 29. So she was 29. Okay. So if you answered 23 for him, you got it right. The correct answer is 23. The website I looked on either had it backwards or I was viewing backwards. She was the older one. Well, I had it backwards, but the site I was on also said 24, so it gave all the wrong info. So, I mean, sorry. Yeah, no, wait, I said 29. Anyway, it said 29 and it said 7 years. That's what I was going for, which would be bad math. It would be 22, but he was 23. So if you put 23, you have the right answer. So we have Frenchie Olsen, Betty, Lemonade, Michelle Pfeiffer, Henry Winkler. John Travolta was 23, not 29. Ignore 29. Mamma Mia, outgrossed Grease. Blanche is the secretary's name, and Leo is the Scorpions' leader. How many did y'all get right? Anybody? Was anyone playing along? Lisa got 3. Anybody get more than 3? 2 7s. Anyone else get higher than 7? Two. I'll tell you, I wouldn't have gotten a lot of them. I wouldn't have gotten a lot of them. So I think we have Linda and Robin. Congratulations to you both. I am going to just randomly pick between you because I don't have anything to do like a tie off. And Linda, you have received something before on a previous one. So Robin, you are going to be our winner tonight. Your 0 doesn't win. It wins you a very small golf clap. There you go. That's your. So there we go, and there's our grease drawing. You can definitely keep adding to this. There is empty space. I do think I would leave this space empty unless you're going to draw some sort of mouth or face or something within here. But you know, you could add more musical notes or other things in, or you could write lyrics off to the sides. Lots of little fun things you could do. So I hope you guys had fun. I hope you share your drawings. I really want to see the drawings you made tonight. So post them in the group. We will be back. So mark your calendars. Your next drawing is September 5th, which is over Labor Day weekend. So the first Saturday and the third Saturday of the month are when they're going to continue. This is the third Saturday of August. So this is our last one for this month, and we just happen to have 2 more Saturdays in August. September 5th will be your next. Stay tuned to the group though. Like I said, I might do more I might do other things in between. Might do some sort of scavenger hunt. I don't know, more contests, just something new. Just something we're gonna liven it up a little bit. So thank you again. I hope you guys all have an awesome night. You hung in strong. That was 1 hour and 43 minutes. Happy drawing. I look forward to seeing your drawings, and I'll see you guys soon. Don't forget though, you can always come draw during the week. So on the week we draw on Wednesdays and Fridays. Bye.